Hello, Rax family. Today is International Youth Day, and I'm standing with three gorgeous young adults. They are going to introduce themselves.
My name is Paula Shunfen. I'm here to celebrate Youth Day.
My name is Untitled, and I'm here to celebrate Youth Day.
My name is Nakafula Konjishili. You can call me Nest Boy. I'm here to celebrate Youth Day.
Awesome. So, guys, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, just 1 or 3 questions, right?
Alright.
Just want to hear your thoughts as a young person. Question number 1. What are your hopes and struggles as a young person?
The hopes and struggles. Our hopes is to live a better world where us young people are not underestimated in social itself. Like when it shows how the adults treat youngers. They treat the young people as if they are less privileged and less people who can get the things that they really need, like getting good jobs. I really apply to big people, like being a president. Like in the country like Namibia, you really need to be an adult. You can't be a young person like in your 30s to get the job, like being a president in Namibia, because they underestimate you, think you are less privileged, you don't have the knowledge, or you have not spent enough time on earth to know how people are supposed to be ruled. That's supposed to be changed.
Awesome. Okay.
Our struggles is like to be understood in the world. Like they look at us like we are less privileged, and they just don't include us in little things. Like they mostly exclude us because we are young, but they don't know that we are educated and we can do better for the future.
That's a good answer, Swama. I also the theme for this year's Youth Day is closing the intergenerational gap. So we are going to touch on that. Also, as it relates to your point, closing the intergenerational gap. There exists this gap between the old people and the young people. They may be underestimating you, and you guys thinking you don't want to learn, because there's a saying that says, an old man seated can see further than a young man who's standing. So, are the youth not trying to listen? Okay, we're going to hear from.
For me, I'm just going to talk about the equal treatment in the country. Like, let me say, getting a job. Some people, they don't check on the requirements, but if there's an elder, they can give the job to an elder while they are young people, depending on their age. So I'm just saying that depending on getting jobs now, if there are people, just don't just check on the age, check on both sides, like the younger generation. Those younger generation, they also need help. They also have a family to help. So I'm just saying equal treatment in the country.
That's amazing. What do you think people generally misunderstand about young people like you?
What they misunderstand about young people? For me, I would rather just say they underestimate us. They think we are just too young to know things, and they think we are too lazy when it comes to doing things. They think they need to exclude us from that lifestyle where they put us in a generation of lazy people, yet we are the people who deal with high technology. Like how we have really improved in life, it was brought up by the generation of the young people who have built things like computers that are way advanced, like big computers. Like they are even also doing cars that are running. They are no longer running on petrol but running on electricity. That's more weight, which means there is way more advanced. Which causes less air pollution, which helps us the world. That helps us the youth. They keep the world a better world and keeping it clean. And yet we also help when it comes to pollution. We would rather lower the risks of polluting the earth for the future generation. Yet the old people, they are focused on all things. Whether they'll be mining petrol and coal, and yet burning it to pollute the air, which causes the earth to die out. And that's not what we are there for.
Okay. Our generation is constantly portrayed as lazy and privileged. Like they think we are lazy and we are not accomplishing anything, but in reality we are educated and we can
accomplish great things given the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good answer.
For me, I'll just say due to the fact that in the country there is like cases now, like cases of alcohol, people are drinking too much, raping, and then they are saying that younger people now, they are drinking alcohol, they are doing things that they aren't supposed to do, and then they are saying now the elders back to the days now. They used to do like they don't drink, they follow the elders, and us now we are not in the path. We are not following the path, but we are doing the wrong things to do. That's why they misunderstand us.
That is deep. I could really zoom into this question because you just triggered something. I want to go another level, but for time's sake, I want to focus. It's almost like the young people have decided we are going to rebel by taking away that is probably not valuable for you at the end of the day, right? You know, you guys trying to find coping mechanisms, deal with things through those means, alcohol, substance abuse in general. But we're not going to go in there. That's a topic for another day. Our final question for these young people is, what do you want to change in the world?
What I would like to change in the world, I would like to change corruption, especially in Namibia. It was also very trending, the one that went on Al Jazeera, the one of fish rock. That was a very big crime, like how they really stole the things and sold out the sea to other countries, and yet the country is non-beneficial. That was very bad. And then the thing I would like to contribute to my community is building up a homeless shelter. Since there's a lot of people who are homeless and yet they're feeling cold outside, they look like they were thrown away by people in general. At least the family were doubting them, but yet the people also in general left them out to die, like on the streets. Those people are mostly starving, yet there is no one to help them out. I'd rather contribute to the country.
Okay, as for me, I think we must end global warming, racism, bullying, and also, okay, that's all I can say.
For me, I'll say when people are doing something, at least they should do something depending on the needs of the country. Okay, let me say there's a building near Katutura Hospital, they are building. And then there's Katutura Hospital, there are rats inside, there are no enough equipment, patient, at least just to renovate the hospital. Now, if people are coming from other countries, coming to like Namibia, and then they're going to the hospital, and then they go inside, but there's a building next there to Katutura. What picture are we showing to the country? If that's the building that's helping people in the city, so I'm just saying at least they should do something.
So back to the question, how would you change your world, the world around you?
For me, I'll just say now, okay, at least I'll ask people in the country, in different communities, on the needs. And then the money that the country has, at least we help those people. For me now, I don't understand people are building such buildings going up, but only some people are going in that building. So I'm just saying, at least for me, I'll change, like, I'll do something that will help everyone in the country.
So guys, those were amazing answers actually, and it's always nice to tap into the mind of a young person, because it is through talking to you guys that we can see where we can help each other, where the disconnect is, the intergenerational gap. Of course, I'm not much older than you guys, but still my heart is for young people, so I will be a forever youth. I can be 80, my heart is still there with you guys. So One thing that I need to know though is the identity issue as young people. You know, we see a lot of youth going through the most. You guys go mentally through stuff. You guys spiritually go through stuff. Your soul, your body. How do you find your identity as a youth, a young person? What is your source of life, so to speak? Your source of life. What is the thing that governs you? In who you are, so that you're not easily compromised, so that you are a young person of integrity, a young person of morals. Or have we lost our moral compass as the youth? Have we lost it, or we just don't care? It comes back to, because nowadays young people, once you talk about God or Jesus, it's like, there they go again. What brings them to that point of, when someone says Jesus, they feel judged already? Is it the way these people bring them to you? Because it is still the moral compass, the teachings that we learn there. It is still, it morally guides us. But what is so off-putting in those things that make you want to run away from it?
It's just doubt, let me say guilt. The youth is very guiltful because of the things they do. Things they do isn't right, like especially when it comes to the Bible itself. The things they do is very wrong, like opposite. That's why they feel judged when you talk about the Bible. They feel sad. They feel like what they are doing is unnecessary, yet it's true, but they just want to admit it. So they feel like you talking about God is very bad, and they make it look uncool, but yet they are the ones who are doing uncool things like abuse of substances. It's not right. It's what causes mental health. When you abuse substances, it's what's causing you to have mental problems. So you start seeing things and imagining things and feeling bad about other people, yet you are the one who's doing the bad things. So I'd rather say the youth, they just don't like hearing about God because of doubt and guilt. They don't like that. They don't like being judged, and yet they are doing the wrong things.
That's amazing. Before we move on to your answer, one thing, and I also think it's maybe the way this God thing has been presented to the youth, because once you actually open your Bible and realize that God only wants, there's no condemnation in Him. We condemn ourselves. We guilt trip ourselves for our own sin, because we do not even need to. All God is concerned about is a relationship with you, like your mother and your child. How many times do you not do wrong things at home, but your mother or father still accept you, right?
Yes.
1,000 times we fail, but still you are still their child. And so we need to let go of that condemnation and just know we are loved. Anyway, let me not preach, because I am a preacheress. Okay.
Let me just say the things that are around us, and then the environment. Let me say your friends. If your friends don't go to church, and then you back home, you know that you go to church. When you go to your friends and they say that I've been not going to church since last year, and then all your friends agree, and then you say I like go to church every Sunday, and then they start laughing. So actually, the next time you like go to your friends or talk to your friends, you actually say no, it's been a while, you're not going to church just because of your friends. So your friends can change the way you are sometimes. So
That's why it's so important for us to establish your own identity as an individual, so that we are not susceptible to pressures, peer pressures, influence. If someone laughs at me, so what? And at the end of the day, it's really not about church. It's about having a relationship with God. Church is good, because church is like a university. You go to school, there are teachers set up in place to help you grow and stuff like that. But then you can also self-study, but it is just better to be guided and stuff, because God put those people in place. But it's more important, your relationship with God through Christ.
Okay, I think it's also like the fear of being uncool or something, like you will fear being judged by your friends or something like that. Like if you go to church and you don't go to church, maybe they will laugh at you, or they will maybe call you otherwise. But if that's how you are, you cannot change it. You cannot be like influenced by your friends. If they don't go to church, that's fine. But as for you, you have to go to church because that's how you were raised up, or that's how your house people are.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye. Yeah, it looks like you want to say something, but
Me?
no. Okay, no, thank you so much, guys. Happy Youth Day.
Happy International Youth Day. We are Rex.